no, and really establish a World Football Summit here in the Kingdom, no, which has become a second home for me.
I did that, and then 2023 came along. I moved to Riyadh, started a sports company, very challenging as well. Met Jan, and we found that we had, a lot of aligned, values, vision, what we wanted to achieve here in Saudi. So, and the rest is kind of history.
How are you, Jan?
Very well.
All good?
Yes, very
I
good.
had the honor to attend the WFC last year. I loved it. I think that people who loves football should know more about it, and especially because it's in Saudi Arabia. It has been here. Could you tell us more about it?
Yeah, well, World Football Summit is a platform event organizer around the business of football. Many times people think about football, they only think about what's happening in the field and with the footballers, the trainers, but there's a whole industry behind it. And we try and bring together all that industry together in our events. World Football Summit was born in Madrid back in 2016. Surprisingly, at the time in Spain, an event that brought together key stakeholders of football and sports didn't exist. So we saw an opportunity in the market. We did a first edition then, a successful first edition, and that allowed us to grow and to be where we are today. Since then, we've organized 31 events in 4 different continents, and through all of these events, we've created a global community that today is over 150,000 people. Yeah, this year alone, for example, we did an African edition in Rabat, Morocco, which, as you know, is a country that is going to be organizing the World Cup together with Spain and Portugal in 2030. We did an edition in Mexico, again, a country that next year is going to be inaugurating and hosting its 3rd World Cup. We did a first edition also in Hong Kong in September. In Madrid, a month ago, we did our 9th edition. And we're back now here in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, where on the 10th and 11th of December, we will be organizing our 3rd edition in the Kingdom. We did our first one in Jeddah back in 2023, coinciding actually with the Club World Cup that was taking place there. Last year we did it in Riyadh at CAFT, and just to give you a sense of the numbers, last year we had over 2,000 attendees, 150 speakers that spoke in 2 different stages. We organized 30 different panels, talking about the challenges and opportunities of football globally and obviously regionally as well, and in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia in that event was the main actor of our summit, and in the edition that we're doing this year at Misk City on the 10th and 11th, we plan to build on the success of those 2 editions, and really establish a World Football Summit here in the Kingdom, which has become a second home for me.
That's good. That's an honor for us. Majed Alali,
Yes.
as well. Your guys are partnership in Saudi. Tell us about you.
First of all, pleasure to be here. Thank you for having us. So I actually come from oil and gas background. I was in oil and gas for 17 years working in Aramco. 2023, I resigned, moved to Riyadh, started a sports company. It didn't come completely out of thin air. I started a company in 2015 in parallel to a full-time job. It was an excuse to work on projects that I was passionate about in sports and culture. I learned very quickly that it's difficult to do, especially when you dedicate yourself to a full-time job. And I did that, and then 2023 came along. I moved to Riyadh, started a sports company, very challenging as well. Met Jan, and we found that we had a lot of aligned values, vision, what we wanted to achieve here in Saudi. So, and the rest is kind of history. We agreed to partner, we connected, and the vision for World Football Summit, as Jan said, it's an exciting platform used to kind of not just national dialogue, but really putting a global platform on WFS and what we can achieve here in Saudi. So it's really more than anything a platform used to nurture this ecosystem. But our vision for it is really turning it into kind of a year-round event. It is now a 2-day event, but the vision is to take it beyond that. It's not just an event; it's a platform to nurture, and it's a platform to stimulate national dialogue, so that there is alignment on the key issues here in Saudi.
That's give me an question that's in my head. Okay, I heard so many things about it, but what's the vision of that? What's your aiming for? How do you get people get together? What's your benefit out of it? What's the other companies' benefits that they can get from this?
Well, World Football Summit is no real different to any other event, also in other industries. No, it's about building relationships, and that's what we try and achieve. No, we've done so globally, and with everything that is happening in Saudi Arabia, the ambition of the kingdom, where sports and football is at the forefront. To create these platforms and bring together these people globally is so important for the growth of the local football and sports industry. I was actually participating yesterday at an event here in Riyadh about the events business, no? And I was participating in a panel around the importance of big sporting events, no, to bring business leaders, no, and that is also, and that is extremely important to have all of these big competitions. But I think what is even more important is for Saudi Arabia to build a local industry, no, that really helps grow and nurture the local market, no. So for the clubs to strengthen themselves, for the local workforce to work in those clubs, in those leagues, in the federations, no, and for there to be an ecosystem also of companies that nurtures those clubs and helps with the growth of the industry.
Majed, as Mr. Yan said, for you as a Saudi investor, what do you get from this partnership? And there's a lot of things that are happening in Saudi Arabia. We're hosting the 34 World Cup, Asian 27. How do you see this partnership will help for the academies, for the new generations? How do you see it?
No, that's an interesting question. So I think, like Jan said, there's from last year we had over 2,000 attendees. 60% of those people are flying in from different parts of the world, which is a great thing. These are people who are seeing the opportunity in Saudi. They're seeing the growth. They're seeing this initial stage of a very upward trajectory in what's happening in Saudi, specifically in Saudi football. So they're here because they want to be a part of it, and they want to, leverage their expertise in trying to kind of shape that trajectory, which is exciting and great. But we also want to flip that over. We want to use that platform to actually nurture the ecosystem here and really target the key issues that we have in Saudi, whether it be, mass participation, which has improved tremendously over the past 6-7 years, nation branding, putting the country on a platform so that people understand what's happening in Saudi football. Whether it's, looking at talent development and trying to address those issues in talent development through the entire value chain and leveraging technology to use that. With football, when you talk about football specifically, commercialization of football clubs, getting them to a level where they can be financially independent, is a key thing. Attendance in stadiums, all of these things are key issues that we put at the forefront and we look at as a major priority. So I think the exciting part is looking at the platform and using it for alignment and national dialogue, but also making World Football Summit more than just a 2-day event, really. Mm-hmm. That's more making it that year-round platform that is an activation that nurtures the ecosystem in the lead up to the exciting events that you just mentioned, the AFC, the World Cup. I think that's critical. That's critical, and that's what we have a shared vision for, and it's exciting.
Yeah. No, and Saudi, I mean, football is also, it's a global industry, So the companies, that work with a club in Spain, those companies can also work with a club in China and Hong Kong, in Brazil, or in Saudi Arabia as well, no? And with everything that is happening here in Saudi Arabia, I mean, I must say that the eyes of the global football industry are set in the kingdom at the moment, and that is really has been the key to our success here. So obviously we've done a good job of attracting all of these people, all of these companies in each one of our editions, but really the merit goes to Saudi Arabia. No? We built the event, we provide the platform, but with everything that is happening here, Saudi Arabia is becoming a magnet, no, for people to know what is happening here, and for companies, clubs, no, to come here, no, and discover the opportunities that this country offers.
Interesting. So, for example, this year, the companies from outside, let's make it easier for the people. Who search for who? Do you search for the companies who wants to get involved, or they search for you? I mean, I receive
It
emails
go,
because
yeah,
I registered, and I know where do you guys go everywhere.
yeah. It goes both ways. So, as I said before, this is going to be our 32nd event since our first edition in 2016. Through these events, we've built a global platform that reaches today 150,000 people. So, all of that community, global community that we have, knows that in a few days, World Football Summit Riyadh is happening. No? So all of the companies who have been in the past at World Football Summit know that this event is happening. But we obviously, work very, very hard and for the local industry here in Saudi Arabia, and the region, also to find out about this event and that they can come and discover opportunities in our event. But it's very, very broad. I can give you a few names. I mean, obviously, here in Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Pro League is our main partner. All of the clubs are going to be present at the event. So the Saudi football ecosystem is going to be at the core of everything that we do. But then internationally, La Liga is attending. The president of La Liga is traveling to Riyadh for the event. Bundesliga is attending. Serie A is attending as well. The Portuguese league is also going to be there. And then all sorts of companies, the big tech companies like Microsoft, AWS, Amazon, TikTok, they're all going to be present. It's a very international ecosystem that we bring together at the event.
Imagine when you see all these leagues coming here and the companies, what kind of impact do you expect?
I think it's a great thing when you see, I think just to Jan's point, you have a platform that's literally bringing together every element of the footballing ecosystem under one roof for 2 days. This is everyone from the heads of the federations to the clubs to the people within the clubs, the employees, the entrepreneurs, the innovators, أصحاب القرار زي ما يقولوا, the people who really have an impact. You're bringing them together to really give them a platform, not just to discuss and exchange contacts and create partnerships, but to really align on these key issues. So, when you have that, it's a special thing, and it's something that we are continuously working to try to leverage in the best way so that it has, like you said, real impact. So it's not just an event where, you go to and you walk out with a few business cards, right? The aim is to make it so much more than that, to have real alignment that creates impact on very specific issues that we hold in very high regard.
Yeah. No, for us, this year alone, this is the 5th time that I'm here in Saudi Arabia. I arrived here a month and a half ago, so in total, this last trip, I will have been 2 months in Saudi Arabia, but I traveled to Saudi Arabia in January for the Biennale, and then I came for meetings here in Riyadh. I come for the Formula One again in Jeddah, and then I traveled to Riyadh for more meetings. I was here in May as well for a meeting with the Ministry of Sports. I came for the Esports World Cup in August. That showcases also the importance that Saudi Arabia has for World Football Summit and how we want to make it at the core of everything that we do. And that this December will not only become our flagship event, but our ideas actually, and that is where Majed comes in to establish a local office here in Saudi Arabia and to do a series of activations throughout the year that help strengthen the annual event that we will be organizing in Riyadh each year.
What's the theme this year? What do we expect?
Well, there's no one of the, in everybody's, everybody talks about, when it comes to football, obviously the 2034 World Cup. No, I think that is not only at our event, but pretty much in every single event. No, I think it's the flagship project of the kingdom.
Yes.
Because I believe around that World Cup, Saudi Arabia will probably be ready for the world. No, so it won't be just a football tournament. By 2034, Saudi Arabia will have the best stadiums in the world. but it will also have probably the best roads, the best airports, the best hotels, the best restaurants. No, so and we are actually organizing our event on a specific date. No, on the 11th of December is actually the 1 year anniversary of Saudi Arabia gaining the World Cup hosting rights. No, so it's a special date for Saudi Arabia, and I think everybody will be talking about that. But one of the biggest topics also will be the privatization of football clubs. This year, recently, Ben Harburg was the first foreign
Exactly, yeah.
in a Saudi club,
And he's been
and
doing a great job,
yeah,
honestly, you
yeah,
know?
absolutely. And he will be at the event, but he's, I believe, the first of many that are to come.
Yes.
No, so that will be certainly one of the big topics. No,
Imagine when you see stuff like that. Like, I mean, an owner for a team, he's from America. These changes, you've been traveling with him maybe a lot. I think so. That whatever Jan just said right now gave me a great question too. What are we really missing? You know, we have a great league. WFC is bringing a lot of companies to the country. What are we missing to see a great football?
I think there is, like I said earlier, I think we are in the very, early stages of a very, inshallah, upwards trajectory. I think what people see from the outside looking in is they see us buy all these stores and all these football players and spending money on all these, big names. And the reality is these are just, the first initial steps of a very long journey. And they are important steps, but people, maybe what they don't see is what's going on behind the scenes, all the grassroots initiatives that are happening to really create an ecosystem that works, whether it be in the league, whether it be, because for football to work, the entire ecosystem has to work. You can't just target one aspect of an ecosystem and say, let's target talent, or let's target commercialization, or let's engage the fans. The entire ecosystem needs to work. You need the parents, you need the people, you need the referees, you need everything, right? Right now, when you look at the league, again, there are challenges, but these challenges are not weaknesses, they're opportunities, So you look at our league, clearly one of the biggest challenges is getting the clubs to a level where there's a certain level of financial independence. That's a challenge, right? By the way, this is not a challenge just in Saudi. This is a challenge all over the world. The football industry suffers from short-sightedness, the entire football industry. In Saudi, maybe we've had that short-sightedness maybe just in isolation. The good thing is we have leadership that know that. They realize it, and they know exactly what it takes to remedy that. And it's not a short-term solution. It's a very long-term solution. So you think about the league, you think about that financial, getting the clubs to a level where there is financial independence. That's where privatization, that's why Ben Harburg is, that move represents a very critical step in a long journey of privatization. Mm-hmm. But it is one of the most critical steps because it's the first one. It's the first step, and that step is going to set a precedent for future steps after that. So those are issues. You have a lot of issues. And again, these issues are not weaknesses. These are real opportunities to create something real from the public and the private sector. The private sector plays a big role as well. So you look at fan attendance and fan engagement. These are opportunities for us to have real improvement in these areas. Like I said, mass participation plays a critical role in everything related to sports, and we've really improved in a big way in mass participation, talent development, leveraging technology, all of these things. And you look at Ben Harburg, the way he's really been innovative in the way he's engaged the fans. That is critical. Having that direct engagement with fans and being innovative in the way you do it. And today with social media, being able to document that and having that ripple effect where people see that and they learn, it's profound.
Yeah. No, and those challenges, as Majed was saying before, they literally exist globally, and obviously we see it at our events because we have editions in Africa and Europe, and the challenges and opportunities are the same globally. But many people don't see it. No, I always say, football is the greatest generator of content in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
No?
Absolutely.
And everybody has an opinion around football. No? But the reality is that football, sports as an industry, is in its infancy. I always give the example of Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world in terms of revenue. No, I'm a Real Madrid fan, so I think also in terms in a sporting way as well.
It's one of the
But
places where we differ, by the way. So,
he's a Barcelona fan.
and I'm wearing
Exactly,
white.
exactly. But and obviously, actually, the revenue of Real Madrid has grown enormously, and it became the first club in the world to have an annual revenue of more than 1 billion. But if you compare that kind of revenue with other big companies, it's very small. The revenue of Real Madrid is comparable to the revenue of 2 Apple stores in New York.
Really?
Yes. Whereas the brand Real Madrid is obviously comparable to Apple. No, but in Spain alone, there are 300 companies no that have a higher revenue than Real Madrid, and most people don't know 80% of those companies. No, so but the opportunity is huge because of that visibility. No, and because and because through technology, people, clubs, leagues, federation can monetize, the billions of fans that are around the world.
Is this year focusing more of technology?
Technology is,
I mean, WFC for
yeah, technology is a key pillar of World Football Summit. And it's also what actually allows us for World Football Summit to happen. We are completely self-funded as an event through partnerships, through sponsorships of the companies that come, of the attendees that attend our event. And I'd say a big percentage of the companies who come and partner with us are tech companies. These are companies that offer solutions and work with clubs, leagues, federations for the growth of that industry.
Have you seen any contracts? Some people got together and you saw the results.
Of course, many. I mean, thousands. No, I would say we have actually a small success case that is actually going to be announced at our summit itself. No, with the announcement of an academy. I won't say the name because the official announcement will be at the summit, but they will be announcing the academy at the summit, and many of the key people, key partners that have allowed this academy to be built took place at our last edition in Riyadh last year. No, and like that, many other examples. No, of people building relationships, establishing relationships at World Football Summit that have led to partnerships and deals in all sorts of sectors.
Many examples that we probably don't know about.
Yeah, no, most examples.
Do you get involved in the contract, or you just?
We don't. That's not. We don't see ourselves as people. Yes, we're connectors, but this is not our function. Is to try to get commission off deals or anything. No, we provide a platform for people to interact, and where they can really be a part of the community and have meaningful conversations and align on key issues. So.
Yeah, maybe that is something that will happen in the future. Yeah. But right now, we provide a platform for those key stakeholders to come together, and build those relationships. But we have anybody who's registered, will have access to our app, and that app, allows you to chat, to connect, to close meetings with everybody, everybody who's involved. Exactly. See. But then we also have actually a private service where partners of ours actually ask us to connect them with certain companies and people who come to the event, and we obviously help facilitate all those meetings.
Yeah. So to be clear, yes, absolutely, we do curate, and we do curate opportunities for attendees. That's part of what it is. Like Jan said, he has a very, the app, the World Football Summit app is actually very impressive in the sense it's very interactive. It allows attendees to get on the app, understand what the program's about, see which areas matter to them most, and most of all, interact and connect with the people that really align with them. And you see it. You're seeing it being utilized in a very meaningful way. I mean, once you go on the app, you'll find people trying to connect with you trying to set up a meeting with you, and you can actually set up those meetings and interact on the app. So
In fact,
it's very helpful. It's very
we
helpful.
launched the app yesterday, and because obviously when you come to these events, it's very important for you to prepare for those events with time.
Yes.
No, to organize those meetings with time and
You
make the most
understand,
of it.
last year I met so many people that I knew since 2002. And they were around the world, in Asia and the Gulf.
Yeah.
And long time no see. What's going on? Each one of them has his own business, and this is like what I expect from when I see some people that they just disappeared. So these things get us together. It's like a
Yeah.
reunion.
Yes, absolutely.
But let's say I have a small business in sports or in football. What message would you like to tell them?
Well, I would tell them to come to World Football Summit if they've never been, because it's an opportunity to meet in 2 days people that might take you 12, 24 months to do so. No, and it's an opportunity to build those relationships which are so important in business. I remember when the pandemic came that nearly killed us, no, as an event organizer. And at the beginning of the pandemic, when everything went digital, no, people thought that, in-person meetings, no, wouldn't be necessary anymore, no. And I remember in 2020, we did our first online event during the pandemic, and actually on paper it was our most successful event. We had, I think, 3,500 attendees, online attendees. We had an amazing lineup of speakers as well. And then we did a second online event. And normally, you build on the success of each edition. And we thought we'd had more online attendees. And instead, it came down, no? Because people were bored of the digital and it wasn't the same. And when finally, we recovered some sort of normality, people were dying to get together, no, and meeting in person as well, no. So yeah, we bring all of these people together, and that's so important in business, and that will never be substituted. And actually, I was hearing also in a podcast that's actually why sports, no, is gaining so much traction. Now with AI, which actually is going to probably be another big topic because it's in everybody is talking about it. But they say that with AI is going to replace so many jobs. No, so in the future, so many people are going to have a lot more time, leisure time. No, and where are they gonna spend it? Were they gonna do it actually practicing sports or watching sports, no? And that's why sports, football, no, is growing, no? And so many investors are now investing in this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also, what Jan has been able to build over the past 9 years is really impressive in terms of really coming up with a product that has substance, right? This is many years of trial and error and developing programs where the business community in football genuinely benefits from. And if you look at the following that he has, you're seeing key elements of business in football that really value the event and follow it wherever it goes, whether it's in Madrid, whether it's in Hong Kong, whether it's in
Mexico,
Morocco, and now here in Saudi in the third edition. So the program has substance, and it's a big reason that drew me to what he's doing. And at the end of the day, it's a B2B event. We have to remember that, right? So it's business in football, and your example of a young entrepreneur who wants to come and leverage that, I would say to him, he has to be there. He has to be there. If he's here in Saudi, he has to be there, not just for entrepreneurs, but anyone interested in not just sports, but in football specifically. So both football and sports. And, part of our vision, I would say, is, we want to make it more than just a B2B event. We want to preserve the B2B culture, that's for sure. But we want to really give it a bit more of a B2C feel as well. What does that mean? I mean, It means giving the platform a space where it provides opportunities not just for people who are entrepreneurs, but people who don't know anything about the sports industry, who are curious about the sports industry, maybe people who want to get a job in the sports industry. For kids, I wouldn't say our event maybe attracts all kids, but we want to create a space where kids can benefit from our platform. So yeah, giving a bit of that year-round activation, B2C feel is part of the plan too. But yeah, it's exciting.
We'll do this within 2 or 3 years, and we'll see the changes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
No.
you will, inshallah.
Well, hopefully, inshallah, yeah, you'll see already the growth from last year's edition
I'm
to
sure,
this
yeah,
year's,
I'm sure, yes.
and
Yeah, I'm sure.
and also, Saudi Arabia now belongs part to our global platform, no? So many of the people who came to World Football Summit in Saudi for the first time now are traveling the world with us, no? And we want our platform to be a platform that Saudi Arabia can also benefit from in all our global events. And also because everybody wants to hear the Saudi story. I remember when the Saudi Pro League first participated at our summit in Spain, that was 2 years ago. The panel that caught the most attention was the one of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
No, it's so many things are happening here in the kingdom, and everybody, wants to hear about it, no, and wants to take part.
Yeah, we just need to communicate, and we're not communicating. Yeah.
Well, but that's what we're here for, no? We
Yeah.
provide the platform, and we want, all the key stakeholders
Yes.
globally, but especially in Saudi Arabia, no, to benefit from our platform and to be able to promote and tell their story about what they're doing.
And you said it, we need to communicate. It's exactly right. I think, big part of the platform is really, because what we do, we're aligned, right? We're aligned with everything all the key government institutions are doing. And we want to look at the problems and challenges that they have and the targets that they have, and we want to help them achieve it through the platform. And we're very passionate about doing that, right? So communication is a big part of that, using the platform, having open, honest communication, and calling a spade, as they say, and looking at a problem, understanding what the problem really is, and what it really takes to resolve or remedy that problem. We have to be able to talk about these issues openly, and if we don't, it's going to be a longer journey. So, so it's exciting, and a lot to come.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
you.
I
Shukran.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All good.